Good evening everyone, Seth here and welcome to another episode of Playing Path of Champions Daily. Today is Sunday and that means we are gonna get the last Aurelion Sol run for the week. And it's Vex, and I've decided to pick up Vex because one of the completion marks is for Bandle City. And most of my other Bandle City champions are like high level and I don't really want to waste as much XP as I, waste as much as XP as I'd, or rather I would like to not waste XP at all. But, unless speed is involved, then I particularly don't care. And here I just, there are a few champions that might have done this run faster than Vex, but, I don't particularly like mind this slight slowdown. And this run we are doing the typical run, or rather the typical relic setup that I've been running for the previous videos as well, which is Gatebreaker plus what's the name? Riptide Battery plus, since I already have level 25 on Vex, I've decided I'm going to run Yordle Dreams, or rather Dreams of Yordles. I don't know if that's like a popular choice, but I personally just enjoy running this item on a lot of champions that want to strike. For example, run Gatebreaker, like with the previous example where I used this with Viego. And this is mostly because this is I think the only item that gives you raw stats on like the common slot. Or rather gives you attack on common slot that doesn't require you to attack or do anything else, so it's just a flat buff. And it also grants impact, which is I think pretty good, like an additional deal. And yeah, that's the gist of it. And also, you might have seen that I did do a run during like the Yasuo video, where I was mostly talking about the new stuff that was coming out. So in this run I'm just going to like summarize my thoughts on the buffs, summarize like how Vex feels right now to do runs with. And yeah, I did get Utmost Despair. So this is the Star of Legends, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Star of Legends. So this is one of the stars that I've unlocked pretty recently, like really recently. I think today even. So it's a good test of like playing out with support champions, and I'm gonna say it's a decent upgrade. It does help out a little bit later down during the run. It's probably better on some cheaper champions rather than the one I end up picking up here, which was Heimerdinger. And I did pick Heimer due to like few things. The main one was a slow spell, or rather like a way to damage enemies even further, which I think is really good. And by that I mean, the Thermogenic Beam, I think is the name of the card. It just helps quite a lot during the run, so it becomes a great pickup. The other cards are like whatever, and there is a run where I start with like 4 champions in my hand and I can't play anything for like 2 turns, so I wouldn't call it like the best pickup here, but I've decided, I don't really want to waste many rerolls. None of the other options felt appealing to me, so yeah. So let's talk about the changes that Vex received, like I would say a patch ago, because they did release a hotfix, or I would say 2 patches ago, because you first get like a preparation patch which includes some of the POC stuff, and then the big patch includes all of the new content. So also fun RNG here, I just target the free one and never let go, so cool, I guess. But yeah, let's talk about Vex. So Vex's power got fixed in a way that I'm very satisfied with. It also fixed the Gloom item as well, which is fantastic. And it's fixed in a way where now Gloom actually applies the way it should. It's more consistent all around the board. Because now it doesn't deal damage, it now just applies that much Gloom. So it doesn't trigger like the damage effects, it doesn't trigger stuff that triggers on, you know, on like dealing damage. Now it's more consistent. It still doesn't proc drain because now you just don't deal damage, period. But that's completely fine in my opinion. And the other change that was included in the Vex deck was, I think they swapped one of the cards. I don't remember which one right now, but they swapped it for the 4 mana deal 1 to every enemy and gain 3 life. I think it was maybe Existential Dread. I don't remember right now what was the card, but great change. It's just, you know, I think it also has like the item cost, the mana cost reduction on it. So the card is just way more flexible. You actually have some healing, so you can control the board better. And obviously it's just a really good replacement. It feels really nice to play. You gain a lot of value from the healing. Yeah, Withering Wail. Yeah, it has the discount as well, which I like. I think it's just a really great item right now, so yeah. As for the Atmos Despair, as I said, lower cost champions most likely. What else changed for Vex during this time? I think these were the most prominent changes. But yeah, it just feels really nice to be able to get these, or I was maybe thinking to play it like as is, but that doesn't really matter because I don't really want to waste my spell mana, but I don't really have anything good to play, so it doesn't really matter anyways. This run was pretty fast, not gonna lie. This is like a 27-minute run, I think. Something along those lines. So pretty chill. I don't think there are any situations in where I feel like the run like becomes particularly hard. It does like include some me taking some damage during it, but you know, I don't have region unlocked on Vex yet, and I don't particularly care about it. This is a really nice pickup, and that card just becomes really good. And here I also pick up some upgrades to what I already have. I do open my loadout because I'm like, okay, do I even have a skin? I tend to one thing that I tend to do is just open the loadout screen and be like, huh, it didn't change, I didn't gain any skins. Yeah, Dust Up Diplomacy. With also epic items, it just lets me create some really cool situations. And especially later down the line, where I pick up one of the better powers for this run. And I think one of the more exciting powers for Vex in general. But that will be later. And picking up the explosive entrance is always just a good thing to have, so... personally, like, this run was mostly to like further feel out how the changes play, and also, you know, since I got enough wild shards to unlock one of the stars for some of the champions, I decided, you know, Vex is a fun character. I really enjoy, like, especially after changes, I really enjoy how Vex plays, so it's really amazing. In my opinion, it's just really fun to mess around with Vex now. The release was obviously a bit scuffed and bugged, so you know, this is fine. let's talk about the things maybe I did today, because I did complete a few adventures. I did complete some monthlies as well, so I'm like at 30 right now, but I think I'll just talk about it in depth on Monday, so look forward to that video, I guess. If you're interested on how the progress is going, what I'm do I have any expectations or stuff like that, so, you know, stay tuned, I guess. Other than that, I wouldn't say there is much else to discuss, except like maybe how this run went, or rather, what pickups I get, my decisions during the run, because, again, this run is not really that far, and I wanna keep like all of my stuff to maybe like for tomorrow, and just go in depth on what's my current progress, showcase like what I wanna do, what's like the star situation, upgrades, level ups, you know. I always prefer to do these sort of upgrades like on a specific date, and it helps, I guess. That's what I'm gonna say. So let's talk about the run and some pickups that I haven't discussed yet. So you may have noticed I've picked up the Darkin Harp with Scout, which is definitely coming in handy here, and it will come in handy later during the run as well, because, you know, Scout is always good to have. Obviously putting up more items on Vex just to deal more damage, just to have like more of Vexes. Grander Plaza is an amazing pickup, and it will help quite a bit during the run, so the choice here is pretty obvious, because I don't want to deal with duplicate karma, so yeah. Also, remember to hydrate, everyone. This is your daily reminder to drink some water. And yes, I'm drinking water when I'm going silent. As you may probably heard like some bottle deformations when I do, so yeah. This is like a pretty easy encounter. Even if they have like extra health, it shouldn't matter. And the early pickup of Sorcery does tend to help quite a bit, because it means I can just play spells and at pretty much whenever, and apply Gloom this way, which is a pretty huge part of Vex's strategy. Spells and skills, obviously. There aren't any skills that I think would be like that good for Vex right now, and I'm still considering what choices of epic relics I would like to run on Vex, because I like this run. I like this the current way that I'm handling this. But with the update to how Gloom is being handled, I'm thinking maybe it would be good to revisit a Luden's base build, or maybe Icon of Valkyr build. Although the Icon of Valkyr build means that I need to get elemental spells into my deck, and that is a little bit of an issue for Vex, because all of her spells in her deck are just spells. They don't have any tags, so yeah, that is a bit problematic, I guess. Also, Vex against Lysandra coming to YouTube sometimes, when I finally complete it, I guess. Because I haven't really done... I did attempt it once or twice, and didn't really gain much info from that, so... Also, small mistake here, I should have put a 1-1 in the front. It doesn't like really matter, so... It's good to point out these mistakes to make sure that, you know, you can be a little bit more mindful of how you play, or like making sure that your ordering is correct, stuff like that. Here I think I just reroll, because I don't really like any of these options. Pretty simple choice though of Pythos, of having extra damage is always nice. Here I'm thinking what I wanna do. I think I pick up the item and not the Summoner Stone. Oh, I get draw, I guess. Right. Drawing champions is always important. Another two choices that I'm not keen about, because Ezreal's adventure is always annoying to deal with. You take a lot of cheap damage, and a lot of decks don't really have a way to heal it out, so yeah. I think I'm just like fiddling with the music here, because again, I do enjoy listening to stuff while I'm recording these. It helps me focus. It's just nice, I guess. And yeah, this is the hand I was talking about. I have 4 champions in my hand. 3 of them I would like to play. Then the other card is a Beefcake Mayor, so fun. Sometimes you just get hands like this and can't really do much. And here's a 5th champion, in case you were wondering where it was. I think I have like one... Oh, actually I think I have no more like champions in my deck right now. Also, I opened that by accident, so yeah, I'm doing great, as you can see, I guess. Still taking more cheap damage, but Ezreal is like close to the another adventure, so it's not that bad. Flash of Brilliance doesn't really give me anything interesting. I don't kill Ezreal here, but I do deal with the lifesteal unit, which is pretty nice. And I think I just open attack here, yeah. I'm like, okay, why can't I... Oh, and then I just remember that, okay, it's only Vex that has Challenger, so I don't really need to do anything here. Also, Vex level up. Level 2 Vex is very scary, so I'm glad. I think I could have played it better. I'm considering maybe playing for glory, but I decided it's not worth it. Glare at the Ezreal. Find good removal, so I'm gonna keep it around. In case they have another Ezreal, for example. Or this card, but I can deal with it with a glare, so. More cheap damage, that's to be expected. It does make it annoying, especially in like monthlies, to deal with Ezreal runs, so I'm gonna say yeah, that's sometimes an issue. And here just getting some value out of my cards. Utmost Despair, triggering really well with like level 2 Vex is fantastic, so I do really enjoy like this combination at least, so. But it's a win, and they don't really have anything else to do, so I think they just pinged me one more time here. Yeah, with the 1-1 as well, but that's not enough. And I think here is a choice between a shop and a champion upgrade, I think. After this, yeah. So we have a shop first, and this shop has a really nice card. I should have probably picked up Harpoon here because I didn't really need that extra item. So I reroll first, and I get Slow but Steady, and this becomes a backbone of my strategy. Oh, there is one item, and there is a power that I really want, which gives you random items on the cards in your hand, or rather on the one card in your hand. But I personally really like it. It is a bit expensive because it is an epic, but if you have it and your hand is just filled, for example, with stuff that you either wanna play or maybe wanna do something with later, then that's really nice. And this encounter is pretty annoying because they have 2 elusive champions at the start, which is slightly annoying, not gonna lie. I have a group shot. I decide, okay, I have mana for spells, so I can maybe like start filling the board first. They play Vile Feast, a little bit annoying but understandable. I did deal some damage there, so it doesn't matter. Flash of Brilliance, draw something else, nothing really like spikes my interest, so. Double Dust Up Diplomacy though is fantastic. Especially after I find the spell that gives it, or rather the item that gives it a shuffle effect, which is very good. Grab all up here, maybe should have gone for Pokey Stick, but I was thinking, okay, in case they have another unit that I cannot deal with, I think having an option to stun it is good, so. I also then noticed that my ally got like a rally item on her, so that's something that I will definitely use during this fight. They have Yasuo, but I don't care, I have a level 2 Vex, so this will just spread out like -4/-4 to 2 units, which is very nice and very important as well. And I actually kill both, which is cool. It's definitely helpful, that's for sure. But yeah, sometimes with level up, you can get some really annoying combinations to deal with. As was the case with... Actually no, I'm not gonna spoil it. Let's just say that level up is one of my least favorites from all of the powers that are in rotation. Because it's very RNG based on, like, sometimes the AI will not draw any of the champions they have. Sometimes they will draw all of them, and all of them are like 0 costs, 1 costs, or stuff like that, and they just run you over because you cannot put up a defense early enough. And sometimes they just get like a Volibear when they don't need. I was thinking about maybe putting an item on Glare, but I've decided I have enough draw. Might as well just buff up what I have, so I was considering maybe what I wanna do here, but I decided, okay, I can just cut out some bad cards or cards that I don't really need right now. I think I end up cutting the 5-drop from the deck here, because like all of the rest of the cards are, I think, fine. I was also considering Grim, but then I remember that Grim has a really good synergy, so I'm gonna keep Grim around and cut out Shredder. Because Shredder is fun, but I don't really think I need more AoE. Especially ones that can't go face right now, so yeah. A pretty good opener. Don't have a 2-drop, but I can deal with their stuff, so I might as well keep it. Lulu has random items, and these items are pretty annoying this time around because they have a Flower Child with Elusive, so okay. Gotta deal with that. Draw Grim. They have another one. Cool. Well, that didn't do much. I guess it did remove some damage, so that's not the worst deal, I guess. Get a 2 cast discount on Grim, which is really nice. And thanks to Slow But Steady, I get a huge value here. Dust Up Diplomacy really does help a lot. Get a Bolstrus Host, which is a really nice thing to get right now. Even though they will get smaller, I think that's fine. And I can I think I set up just lethal for the next round. So I should have probably Thermo Beamed there, but I was like, okay, I think I can do better than this. So. Play Vex, level up Vex. Now I can basically remove anything that they throw at me, which is pretty important. And obviously deal a bunch of damage from stuff coming into play, rather like Vex coming into play, so get the Nexus down a bit. They have a Squirrel. I'm thinking, okay, I could do... I've decided to go for Glare, double Glare, just to like reduce the stats. I could have also probably gone for double Thermo Beam, but at this point it doesn't matter. I do like seeing more options here. The second Thermo Beam does fizzle, which maybe means that I would have had less damage, or rather more damage if I used the beam, but I think that's a-okay, because it was lethal anyways, so I just needed like some removal. I didn't need all of it, I guess. Especially since it would have been way too much damage for the Squirrel, so wouldn't really matter much. Now the next two encounters go pretty fast, and obviously get Vex, more power, more stats, just raw power, so. Here I'm thinking about fast deal for a while, but I'm deciding Gear Up is better because Gear Up with combination of Grander Plaza and like not having any blockers is, you know, is better to have like some bodies that I can throw early game in case I don't draw anything. Get group shot. I think I draw another one here as well after the ally. Vex. Get some extra damage as well, which is a nice synergy. No, never mind, I don't. You know, just a simple swing. I was maybe thinking about passing, but in case they like don't have a play, then I might as well just do as much damage as I can. So Grim doesn't really help. Decide to use up my cards a little bit. I do get Otterpus, which grants me some extra damage because, you know, generated cards. That's always fun to work around, I guess. Here I go for the Gearhead because I'm thinking I don't really need to decrease the count of that to cost, so that's fine. Get a random item on the group shot, so I also get this on ally, and that's pretty funny. That's like a really nice roll actually, so I was kinda hoping that I would get group shot on something else. I would get an item on Vex, but I think that's fine. I get a bunch of items here, so I don't really bother with it for now. The Stop Diplomacy just, you know, is probably one of the best spells in my deck right now. 1 mana board clear summon a thing that deals 1 damage and then also deal 1 damage on its own. Fantastic. And then you also draw, because, you know, that's a Bilgewater card, I guess. And here I get a really nice item onto my 2-1s. Because the item is Rally, actually. Or rather double Rally even. Don't need both, but, you know, it's fun to roll this. So. It was little anyways, but this run just showcases how, like, you can you can get like some pretty interesting results through RNG. So one of my favorites, I guess. And yeah, Dust Up Diplomacy with Grifter's deck is probably one of the nicer pickups. Some other options there I might have considered, but I've decided that, you know, having a way to just get Dust Up Diplomacy, then maybe draw another one is better than getting something else buffed up. So this hand is fine-ish. So I decided to keep it, mostly thanks to Thermo Beam against Irelia, because dealing with Irelia's stuff is always rough if you don't have like direct removal, and even then sometimes Irelia might just roll something that you don't want to deal with, so direct attacking Irelia, they double stats, so get the beam in, get some good value out. Draw Vex nice. Draw Heimer, don't care. I do get lifesteal, but at this point it doesn't really matter. I think I'm at 35 max anyways, so yeah. And a Dust Up Diplomacy. I'm thinking maybe I don't wanna play Vex because they might have something else to play, but I end up having to Death's Hand the free one, the free two, whatever. Play Vex now, deal some damage, get some stuff out. Probably should have played Vex first and then just jumped the free two Blade Dancer or whatever the name of it is. But it isn't really that hard, so you know, just get lethal. It's not that hard.
Everything is misery. I guess that was a little bit cool.
Drinking more water is always nice. You can't drink too much water. I mean, you can, but probably wouldn't do that, so. I was considering bouncing bomb here for a second, but I wasn't like, nah, I don't think it's worth it that much right now, so I might as well just get a discount on a spell that I actually use, so yeah. Cut out Grim, I think I get Grim back anyways, so no, I get half. Okay, so right. Sometimes the game will just give you another one of the cards you already have, so that's always funny. Dust up Diplomacy, always nice to see. I decide to start with the group shot, and I get Early Bird, which is pretty useful, at least this game, so I like that. I get the item that gives you +1/+1 and Fury, and makes you a dragon as well, but you know, that's always funny. And Early Bird, just discard 2 cards. I still don't know why Early Bird shows you which card you discard. I always find it a little odd. Thermo Beam. I get evolved, which doesn't really matter for this run, but it's kind of funny to see. And I get Elusive on my 6/2. Armed Gear Hand. And that's cool. Turn 3, and I just go for Lethal, because I know that they don't really have much. They got Nami, which is fine, I guess. I decide to maybe fish for some more items and more damage on my Gearhead. And, you know, I do get more damage. I do get 2 items, and they are the same. And I don't really have anything to follow up with, so, you know. Get an attack in, get damage, and then just swing out. Even in case they had something maybe that was in their hand, I was pretty much set on winning this, so that was a pretty easy encounter, all things considered. RNG did swing a bit in my favor, but not that much, so we are one more encounter to go, I think. No, yes, actually, yeah, this is the last encounter. So Dust up Diplomacy with double dice probably might not work, but who cares? Perfected Mana Flow is an annoying power for Aurelion Sol to have, but then again, it's nothing that Vex can handle, especially with this hand, I guess. Dust up is always great to see. I get double group shot, which I don't really need right now. I do draw Vex at least, so that's nice. Get an item, get another Dust up, which is very nice. I decided to go for the first one, just to see maybe what I can draw, what I can gain. And I get a pretty interesting card here, because it gets a bunch of stuff right now. And it gives me rally, and I do make a mistake here. I should have just let it die and then use the spell. But instead I went with the spell first, which then... actually no, I do this. I guess I should have actually done that, because now I get some more items that I don't actually want, and it does mean that I can't really kill Aurelion in turn turn 1 without the attack token. Because as you can see, this is 21 damage, and if I would be able to kill the 5/4 again, I would have won, but I make a mistake because I realized that this also gives items, and as it turns out, I am so good at RNG, it just gives me two times the plus 3, and I get Viego as well. So the game definitely was like, I don't think we want you to win that too fast, so cool. I do open attack with everything, put pressure in, put damage in. I'm trying to maybe win with Vex here. They play a bunch of cards, none of this basically matters for me. It does buff up the fellow monkey fish, or whatever that is. Play Vex, deal 7 damage to the Nexus. This leaves them in range of like Dust of Diplomacy. And since I have mana, that's basically the end of this run. Vex levels up, I get like one more thing. Yeah, Dust up Diplomacy will just clear this out. because they've dealt enough damage, and you know, that's it. So thoughts? None. The head empty. I have already said I think everything I wanted to say. Mostly, I do like Vex right now, and she's actually like pretty playable right now. Pretty controlly, pretty fun. Still handles stuff pretty well, and now it actually works as it's intended, and it just feels nice to finally have like a reward for you picking up Vex early, rather maxing her early. So, and Star Vessel as well at the end. It's for the masses, so I get like 5, and then Stardust. So yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been a pretty fun run, and I'll see you around. Take care.